Do you feel like Olandria and Nick's relationship is real?
Oh, this where y'all.
Is this you thinking, or is this your answer? I'm gonna.
He got a poker face.
Is that tough for you because Olandria is someone that you consider to be a close friend?
Yeah, it really is tough for me because again, she just came out here for Shelly's birthday and we all spent a time together at the club and we all kicking and shit like that. So I have a lot of respect for Olandria, but again, from the last conversation I've had with Nick, it was a matter of it's not a romantic.
Nick and Olandria's relationship, you've expressed in silence, you've expressed your opinions on that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the other relationships that have come from Love Island are real?
Yeah, Taylor and Clark. I know
that's right, Ace Boogie.
You know, just when I thought we could finally close the book on Love Island Season 7 drama and let everyone move on with their post-villa lives, the universe decided to serve us a fresh plate of mess. And this particular serving comes with a side of jealousy so bitter it could curdle milk at 20 paces. What I'm about to tell you will make you question everything you thought you knew about post-reality TV friendships, because the coordination level we're witnessing here, it's giving conspiracy theory vibes in the most unhinged way possible. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why some people just can't let sleeping dogs lie, and honestly, the desperation is becoming genuinely concerning. Before we dive into this absolute circus, smash that subscribe button if you love messy drama breakdowns, hit the like button, and definitely hit that new hype button. It's YouTube's latest way to support creators, and it helps our channel reach more tea lovers like you. Trust me, you'll want to be subscribed for what's coming in this series, because apparently the Love Island drama train has no brakes. Now, picture this. Taylor Williams is living his best life with Clark, staying out of the spotlight, minding his own business, or so we thought. Just when it seemed like he was taking the mature route and focusing on his relationship, instead of stirring the pot, he goes and posts a TikTok that has everyone scratching their heads. But what's really wild about this situation? The timing is so suspicious that even my grandmother would side-eye it, and she still thinks reality TV is real. Here's where it gets absolutely unhinged, though. Taylor recently posted a TikTok with the caption, 99.99% accuracy of Ace and Speedy interview. And listen, we all know what interview he's talking about.
What the fuck you mean move forward, man? You want me to just get out of jail like these pussy ass niggas and just go forward and don't speak on shit? Just go forward and live my life. Just woo-de-doo. Yeah, I got blessed. They let me out of jail. Woo-de-doo, woo-de-doo, woo-de-doo. I can't. I don't know, man.
2 years trying to be healing, bro. You in there talking
How the
shit.
fuck I'm a heal in the midst of the fire? How I'm a heal in fire?
This would be the now infamous Speedy Mormon podcast, where Ace basically went on a character assassination mission against Nicolandria, questioning whether their relationship is even real. But here's what's making my brain hurt trying to process this. Why on earth would Taylor, who has supposedly been staying in his lane, suddenly decide to co-sign Ace's messy allegations?
He did tell me like week 1, week 2, like Olandria is very attractive. Like I'm attracted to Olandria
Because
tonight.
she is fine.
I would let him know like on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
Like except when I was exclusive. But like this isn't like a surprise.
The math isn't mathing, and the coordination is giving very much planned attack energy. And did Taylor not see all the backlash Ace received after his Speedy interview? What in the world made him think that jumping on Ace's bandwagon would be a good idea? The fans are absolutely not having it, and their responses are pure gold. One person said, "Wasn't that almost a month ago? Why is Ace sending his minion out so late?" And honestly, that's exactly what this feels like. A delayed reaction that screams of someone pulling strings behind the scenes. The comment that had me absolutely rolling was, "Arby's ain't paying them bills, huh?" Because apparently when the brand deals dry up, suddenly everyone becomes a commentary channel. Comment your theories below. Do you think this was coordinated or just a bizarre coincidence? Because the evidence is really starting to pile up. But here's what's fascinating about the fan reaction. Instead of people rallying behind these allegations, the comment sections are full of people calling out the obvious strategy. "Oh, you knew people were forgetting about you and needed a moment, huh?" Someone wrote. And that cuts straight to the heart of what we're witnessing, because let's be completely honest about what's happening here. They just witnessed Nicolandria dominate at the VMAs and New York Fashion Week. They're watching them thrive with brand partnerships, magazine features, and genuine fan support, while they're out here. Well, let's just say the contrast is becoming increasingly stark. Now, to understand why this whole situation is so transparently motivated by jealousy, we need to look at the receipts. And trust me, What I'm about to show you about the actual fan response to Nicolandria will make this coordinated attack look even more ridiculous. The level of genuine love Nicolandria receives from complete strangers is actually insane. I'm talking about people losing their absolute minds just seeing them walk by. Look at these students go completely feral, screaming, phones out, total chaos, and it's genuine excitement, not manufactured hype. When you have random people on the street treating you like actual celebrities, that's when you know you've made it beyond the reality TV bubble. That organic fan response is exactly why certain people are so pressed right now. You can't fake that kind of authentic excitement, and you definitely can't coordinate it through podcast interviews and bitter TikToks. The contrast between real popularity and manufactured drama couldn't be more obvious. What's really sending me is how this entire plot has revealed more about the plotters than their targets. The sheer audacity of trying to tear down a couple that has been nothing but gracious to them is mind-boggling. Multiple fans have pointed out that Nick has only ever spoken positively about Taylor, even after the whole Casa Amor situation. Yet here we are watching what appears to be a carefully orchestrated campaign to discredit them. Let me paint you the full picture of just how spectacularly this has backfired. Remember, this all started with Ace going on the Speedy Mormon podcast and basically refusing to confirm whether he thinks Nicolandria's relationship is real. He sat there with that smug little smirk, claiming that Nick told him there's no romantic spark, and they just find each other attractive. The audacity of airing someone's private conversations on a podcast? Absolutely unhinged behavior, if you ask me. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. People who have actually seen Nick and Olandria in person are completely debunking Ace's claims left and right. Someone who saw them at New York Fashion Week said, "I can confirm that Nick is never not touching her. Literally never. I cannot believe that anyone ever called them a scam. The chemistry is electric. They're down bad." Another person who was at the same event said, "I saw how he looked at Olandria when she walked down the aisle, how he acted around her, how he helped her after the show. This man is a goner. Deeply, madly in love." So we have first-hand witnesses saying the complete opposite of what Ace is trying to sell us. The disconnect between reality and these bitter allegations is becoming comical at this point. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Would you trust someone's bitter ex-friend over multiple eyewitness accounts? Because the credibility gap here is absolutely massive. What's really bothering people about Taylor's involvement is the betrayal aspect. During the season, Taylor was part of the friend group with Ace and Nick.
And you came out with two best friends.
No,
that were two brothers, bro.
Like, for life.
Appreciate that, man.
Honestly, bro.
Y'all are like family to me. Help.
Always, bro. Inside here and outside there.
They had their whole bromance thing going on, supporting each other through villa drama. But apparently, when it comes to post-villa success, that brotherhood means absolutely nothing if you're not the one winning. The timing of Taylor's TikTok is what's really getting under people's skin. As that commenter pointed out, the Ace interview happened almost a month ago. So why is Taylor bringing it up now? What prompted this sudden need to validate Ace's messy allegations? The delayed response is so obviously calculated, it's actually embarrassing. Here's what I find absolutely fascinating about this whole situation. The attempt to tear down Nicolandria is so transparent that it's actually making people support them even more. I've seen comments from people saying they'll gladly be scammed by Nick and Olandria because at least they're entertaining and successful at it. The fans are essentially saying, even if it's fake, we don't care because they're that good at it. But the most beautiful part of how this has all played out, Nicolandria doesn't even need to defend themselves. Their success speaks louder than any coordinated attack ever could. Olandria posted a subtle "Chile anyway" on social media, and that's been the extent of their acknowledgement. Meanwhile, Ace and Taylor are out here creating content specifically about them. The contrast in energy is stark, and it tells you everything you need to know about who's winning in this situation. Let me know in the comments what you think about Taylor's decision to insert himself into this mess. Was it loyalty to a friend or something else entirely? Someone made an absolutely brilliant observation. A wise woman once said, "They have to talk about you because when they talk about themselves, nobody listens." And honestly, that quote perfectly encapsulates this entire situation. When was the last time anyone was talking about Taylor and Clark's relationship, or Ace and Chelly's? But mention Nicolandria, and suddenly everyone has opinions and engagement. The sophistication level of trying to coordinate character assassination through social media and podcasts is giving very much high school mean girl energy, but with adult consequences. The secondhand embarrassment I'm experiencing just watching this unfold is genuinely intense. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the success factor. While Nicolandria is out here thriving with brand partnerships, magazine shoots, and that organic fan love we just discussed, what exactly do Ace and Taylor have to show for their Love Island experience? Because from where I'm sitting, it looks like they're watching from the sidelines, while the couple they're trying to tear down continues to win. The most telling comment came from someone who said, "Taylor, you or Ace will never be bigger than Nick." And the brutal honesty of that statement? Chef's kiss. Because at the end of the day, that's what this whole mess boils down to. Jealousy, plain and simple. Not the sophisticated kind that you can dress up with intellectual arguments, but the petty, transparent kind that reveals itself through poorly timed TikToks and bitter podcast appearances. What's really getting to me about this situation is the lack of loyalty. These were supposed to be friends, people who supported each other through the villa experience. But the moment success becomes unequal, suddenly it's open season on character assassination. The whole thing leaves a bitter taste in my mouth, and I'm not even directly involved. The comment section reactions have been absolutely brutal, and rightfully so. People are calling out the obvious motivations, the poor timing, and the transparent grab for relevance. The downfall of Ace needs to be studied, one person wrote, and honestly, they're not wrong. Watching someone go from villa favorite to internet villain in real time is actually fascinating from a social psychology perspective. But here's what's really bothering me about Taylor's involvement in this mess. He had the perfect opportunity to stay above the fray. He and Clark could have been the couple that stayed out of drama, focused on their relationship, and built something genuine away from the spotlight. Instead, he chose to insert himself into Ace's bitter campaign. And for what? A few moments of relevance that are already backfiring more spectacularly than anyone could have predicted. What makes this even more frustrating is that these guys had the perfect playbook already laid out for them on how to succeed after the villa. The Season 6 couples have been thriving together for over a year now, supporting each other's individual ventures while maintaining their friendships and collective success. All Taylor and Ace had to do was follow that exact blueprint. Support each other, lift each other up, and create a rising tide that lifts all boats. The successful girls from Season 6 do nothing but champion each other's wins, celebrate each other's partnerships, and the love they receive from fans and audiences alike proves that's exactly the way to go. Instead, we're watching grown men tear each other down the moment someone else gets a bigger piece of the success pie, and frankly, it's giving very much "I never learned how to share in kindergarten" energy. Tell me in the comments, have you ever seen a coordinated attack backfire this magnificently? Because watching this unfold in real time is like witnessing a masterclass in how not to handle post-reality TV fame. Here's what I find most telling about this whole mess. If these were genuine concerns about authenticity, why the coordinated rollout? Why not address them immediately when the feelings arose? The delayed reaction, the strategic timing, the mutual validation, it all points to something much more calculated than spontaneous truth-telling. The level of calculation involved is what's really bothering people. From Ace's carefully timed interview to Taylor's follow-up TikTok, it all feels too orchestrated to be coincidental, and the attempt to tear down a successful couple is so transparent that it's actually generating more support for Nicolandria than harm. What's really fascinating is how this entire situation has revealed the true character of everyone involved. Nicolandria continues to thrive and stay above the fray, while their detractors are out here creating drama for engagement. The contrast couldn't be more stark, and frankly, it's making the choice of who to support pretty obvious. Someone pointed out that even people who were initially skeptical of Nicolandria are now defending them against these attacks. When your behavior is so obviously motivated by bitterness that even the doubters turn against you, that's when you know you've crossed a line that can't be uncrossed. The irony of this entire situation is absolutely delicious. Ace goes on a podcast questioning other people's authenticity, while people are pulling receipts about him and Chelly knowing each other before the villa. Taylor posts about accuracy while his own villa behavior is getting dissected in the comments. The projection levels are off the charts. Comment your predictions below. How do you think this saga ends? Because from where I'm sitting, the people trying to tear others down are really just exposing their own character flaws in the most public way possible. What's most beautiful about Nicolandria's response to all this? They're not even dignifying it with a proper response. They're too busy being successful, being in love, and generating that authentic fan excitement we talked about earlier. The grace in handling this mess has only made them more beloved, while their detractors are stuck in a cycle of creating drama for diminishing returns. The comment that really got me was someone saying, "Oh, this attack was definitely planned." And you know what? The evidence is pretty overwhelming. The timing, the coordination, the mutual validation, it all adds up to something much more calculated than spontaneous truth-telling. But the execution has been so sloppy that everyone can see right through it. At the end of the day, this entire situation has proven one thing definitively. Success really does bring out people's true colors. And in this case, those colors are looking pretty bitter and transparent. While Nicolandria continues to thrive and build their brand, their detractors are revealing exactly who they are when the cameras stop rolling and the real world begins. So there you have it. When haters keep hating, sometimes the best response is simply continuing to win. And in this particular tea-spilling session, the winners and losers couldn't be more obvious. The coordination was transparent, the execution was messy, and the backfire has been absolutely spectacular to witness. Drop all your hot takes in the comments below, because I have a feeling this drama train is far from over. And the next station might reveal even more about the true motivations behind these coordinated attacks. The sophistication gap between authentic success and manufactured drama has never been more apparent. And honestly, the secondhand embarrassment is becoming genuinely concerning for everyone involved.